I'm sure we've all experienced, feeling tired after either a long day of work or just not waking up right in the morning. And you just want a little bit more energy to either get you through the day or to give you just a little bit more hours in the night so you can savor as much time as you can until the next working day or just more out of your weekend. I'm sure we've all been there. The biggest issue, though, is the how. How do we squeeze out some energy in our body just to keep ourselves going just a bit longer? And I'd like to share 4 things that I have used and found helpful in my life to help keep me going throughout the day, whether it be in the morning or more specifically, in my case, at night, since I always have found myself a bit harder to keep going that extra hour or two at night instead of that, early morning stretch, since I'm a very early morning riser. Not by choice. That's just kind of how my internal clock is. But anyway, let's get started right into it. So the first tip, and the one that I find the most useful in my opinion, because really I might not even need to pump in like some sort of energy drink or caffeine if I can nail this down right, and that's finding a sort of excitement or drive to keep you awake. Now, this varies because sometimes it works for me and then sometimes it doesn't, because it depends on what. And I mean by that in what will give me excitement or the drive to force my body to reach in and get some of that adrenaline going to keep me awake. Now, obviously, like a loud clap or a loud noise probably would help, which is why alarm clocks are so useful. But the thing is, you have to have a reason to want to do something. Like, honestly, there's nights where I will just let myself pass out because there's really nothing going on and I'm just kind of bored. But if there's something you really need to get done and you just find yourself struggling to just stay awake, then reaching in and just increasing the importance of how getting this done needs to be could easily make the difference between you staying up an extra hour or two to get it done or you passing out on your bed or on your couch or on the floor for whatever reason and missing out on getting that done. So that's at least how I kind of look at it. But if that doesn't work, then that leads into the next step that I have, and that's a cold shower. Yeah, there's studies out there that prove a cold shower can usually help wake yourself up. And honestly, sometimes it's better to just bite the bullet and jump into an ice cold shower. Or at the very least, stick your head in an ice cold bucket with like ice or cold water or however you want to look at it. Because that will wake you up pretty quickly. And it also can be refreshing too. Some people like to do cold showers in the morning because it really helps them wake up and get on with their day. And, athletes use it to kind of help relieve stress in their muscles and kind of help mellow them out a bit. But not in a sort of sleepy sense. It's a more of a relaxing kind of sense. Because, yeah, it does help wake them up as well, too. Especially after a nice long day of running or doing something physical. And as someone who did run cross country, yeah, it definitely helped keep me awake just a little bit more in the day. Because, yeah, because the mornings I wake up, it's around 4 to 5 a.m. Sleeping in for me is 5:30, maybe if I'm lucky. Maybe 6, but it will almost never rather go past that point. Like 6 o'clock is the cutoff, and it's like I'm up and around, unless I was up late at night for some reason. But once 4 p.m. hits, I start to slow down a bit, and yeah, by 7 or 8 o'clock at night, it's like, yeah, I can't. I have to either start getting ready for bed or figuring something else out, because at that point, once that 8 p.m. clock hits, yeah, I've basically been up the equivalent of 16 plus hours, and I just want to go to bed. Like, I just want to go get some sleep, but there's still parts of me that wants to stay up and going. So sometimes, tying back to the cold shower, I'll jump in even at night to get a cold shower, just to give and squeeze out that little extra bit of me to keep going. Another thing that I have sort of used in the past is just pacing. Like, walking around kind of forces yourself to stay awake and kind of keep you going. Because it's your body using energy and kind of, keeping yourself awake somehow. I mean, yeah, what you see in the cartoons back in the day, it does have some truth and merit to it in helping. So it would definitely be worth giving a shot if it might, again, help you. Because we're all different. We all have different things that might work for us and that might not work for us. And what works for others may work for you. It's vice versa. It's all about experimenting. Which, if all else fails, at the end of the day, just shove a good old energy drink down your throat or drink some coffee. Now, please, for everything that is holy, do not chug 3 monsters in one day. That is not good for your heart, especially on repeated bases. Because Monster energy drinks, they got a shitload of caffeine in them, and that's not a good thing at all for your heart. I mean, caffeine is useful. It's very nice to have. Sometimes you don't really want to force it down your throat too much because, yeah, you don't want to have a heart attack at an early age. But you know, having an energy drink maybe in the morning and then later in the day or later in the working day just to keep yourself a little bit going, it does help. Unless you're ADHD or on the spectrum, which there are studies that show it doesn't actually help you, it might actually slow you down a bit, especially people with ADHD. I know because my brother has it, and caffeine slows him down. But who knows? Maybe there's a whole other different system when it comes to people that have ADHD. They kind of can just keep going because their mind keeps going. You know, my father and my brother have it. I don't have it, thankfully, because having ADHD isn't as fun as you think it would be. Yeah, it seems like it's the miracle cure to keep going and keeping yourself going in the day, but in reality, it can be very daunting and tiring because your mind has to just keep going in all different places, and everything's moving faster for you, but everybody else it's kind of at a reasonable pace. Now, for me, what I use, there's like these little packets I get from Walmart for like $5, give or take with tax, and there's about 18 packets in there. All you just really need is, you know, some bottled water, and you can easily just use those and carry them with you instead of having to spend like $2-3 for energy drinks because, you know, if we do the math, it's a lot more expensive to do that repeatedly instead of just buying a case of water. Because you buy a case of water from Walmart for like $6, and then you can buy these little packets from Walmart for $5. So you're looking at $11-12 with tax, and using these packets, it's about 18 drinks that you could use. And they sometimes have the equivalent energy to an energy drink. Whether it's if you look at a Monster or a Ghost or what other energy drinks are out there, they're like $3.20, $3.50 a can. And yeah, you might have those 2-for-1 deals or, you know, buy 2, get 1 free. It's not usually you saving money because if you take 3 times 18, you get like $54. And this is a rough estimate, but yeah, it's definitely much cheaper doing the way that I just described. Those little packets and bottle of water, and there you go. You save a lot more money, and you only had to spend $11 compared to $54 for these energy drinks. So, push comes to shove, just shove an energy drink down your throat and hope for the best, but don't do too much. Please don't. Please do not get addicted to caffeine or put too much down your throat to where you need it to just survive and eventually your heart just gives out. Like, you don't need that. Please don't do that. I'm just offering tips that have helped me in the times where I've had to work and push myself to either do some overtime or I just want to, you know, get a video out on YouTube or just even squeeze out an extra hour or 2 of a video game that I really want to beat and get done. Or even just watch and finish a movie or something. Like I said, the possibilities are endless, but that's at least what I have found helps with me. So hopefully some of these tips might help you. And if you have any other tips, let me know down in the comments below. Because I'm sure there's probably a lot more other stuff out there that I don't even know that I'd love to even give a try. Because, you know, there might be some mental gymnastic kind of games that some people might do. Like, I've been told or shown in videos that if you, like, look up for a certain amount of time, you'll somehow stay awake because it, like, is activating neurons in your brain or something. I don't know. You might have to fact check me on that because I don't know if it's actually true. I've tried it a few times and it doesn't seem to do much, but who knows? Maybe there's something else I'm missing. Or vice versa. I don't know. But anyway, like I said, leave it down in the comments down below if you have any other things that work for you. And we'll just share it around. But anyway, I think that's all I have to say in this video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to know when I post a video. Also, share this video around. It helps get me in the algorithm more and more because we are on the road to 500 subscribers. And as of recording this Tuesday night, we are at 401 subscribers. So we hit 400. We just now need 99 more subscribers as I'm recording this just to get to that sweet, sweet 500. And then we'll be one step closer to being monetized. So we're just going to keep going on further and further. And once again, per my last video, this video will be posted on the weekend. So this information might be outdated by the time you see this since I am traveling. But I should be back to normal by next Wednesday, as that's when I will be back home. I'm visiting some family, and we're just trying to kind of help pick up the pieces since of my recent tragedy that happened around now 2 months ago for those of you who haven't been, long-time subscribers. So that's basically what kind of part of this trip is. So anyway, I won't bore you with the details. I will see you guys with another video. Y'all take care and have a good rest of your weekend.